You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
And just because you see a black man driving in a nice car, does not mean it's stolen. I stole that one, but not because I'm black.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
And welcome back to Moviesucktastic, episode 77.
77.
77. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm great.
How did you hear all of that?
No. Welcome to Moviesucktastic, and this episode we are reviewing Men in Black 3.
That's right, Men in Black 3.
Yes. And I don't think we're going to be taking...
Did
the fuck was that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, why is that playing?
I don't listen.
Now I can hear the mistakes you're making in the background. This is horrible. I don't need this kind of... I can't work under these conditions.
Well,
anyway, we're gonna review Men in Black 3, which you just saw the trailer for, and I don't think it's gonna be that long of a review. I think I can't see us doing more than 20 minutes on this because why? What did you think of the film?
To be honest, I thought it was better than Men in Black 2. I don't know if that's saying much, but
it's much better than Men in Black 2.
Yes, it was.
Let's see. What did Men in Black 3 have that Men in Black 2 didn't have? Men in Black 3 was
time
funny.
Travel.
It had time travel. It had a storyline that made sense.
Right.
It didn't have it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Men in Black 3? You know what?
I liked it. I liked it.
I hate to admit it, but I fucking liked it too.
I don't hate to admit it. I was
No,
doubtful.
I was really expecting to hate this fucking movie.
Oh, me too. But you know what? I laughed out loud in some parts too.
Oh
Just
yeah,
the fact and Andy Warhol alone was like, okay, this movie's great now.
And
nice
surprisingly, it's gotten received very well. I mean, IMDb 7.2 out of 10, which I was actually, I don't want to say surprised at because I did enjoy the film, but I just didn't think everybody else would have thought it was good too. Maybe because the second one was so bad.
Second one was bad, and it's easy to shit on a sequel.
Yeah.
Especially when you have like Will Smith in it, and it's not a serious role. You know, that kind of stuff.
True.
It's easy to take a crap on it. I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes is 69%.
What's the user?
That's not.
That's the critics.
74.
User 74. So it's
they're
about,
almost synced up.
Almost synced up. Almost the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know what? Josh Brolin, best part of the whole movie. Come on.
Okay, if I have any criticism of Men in Black 3,
it's going to be Josh Brolin?
Yes, you know why?
No. Well, first of all, why wasn't Tommy Lee Jones in this more?
Because he's dying. Because he's old. He can't do this shit anymore. He probably doesn't want to do this shit anymore. Rip Torn said, "Fuck you, I'm dead."
That's right. They didn't even bring back Rip Torn. They bring back Emma Thompson, an Oscar-winning actress, by the way. 2-time Oscar. One for screenwriting, one for Best Actress. One for Sense and Sensibility, and the other one was for The Remains of the Day. I think she got the Oscar for The Remains of the Day. Well, anyway,
now, this
is an Oscar-winning actress going, what? To me, that was my biggest problem with her. I mean, when the film started off, okay, and she does that.
Great opening.
Oh, the opening was fantastic on the moon and all that. But then it moves to the eulogy by Kay, And then
Right.
she does that, and I'm just saying to myself, oh, shit. I was like, oh, shit. What is going to happen? What are they doing?
It's still a PG-13 film. It's still a family movie.
Right.
So you can expect some of the jokes to go under the radar. What I'm surprised is how few of them were under the radar.
Right. Yeah.
Everything else was at least middle ground, where it wasn't just like stupid humor.
Right. Right.
But Josh Brolin, not saying he did a bad job. My problem is when he's playing Kay,
Yeah.
all I hear is him playing George Bush.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
From W.
But
yeah, and it's just
Tommy Lee Jones, I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones is from. Is he a Texan? Is he normally from Texas?
No. If Josh Brolin had if Josh Brolin had never done W, probably wouldn't have made that correct. I would have been like, it sounds a little, but it wouldn't have bothered me much. Having watched him play Bush in an entire length of a film, and then watching this, I can't get Bush out of my head.
Tommy Lee Jones is from Texas, so.
Okay, good. Has no bearing on.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, you know what? George Bush is from Texas. Tommy Lee Jones is from Texas. It's a Texas accent. It
all
works,
my exes live
and
in
I'm
Texas.
not going to allow you to shit on it.
Yeah.
You can if you want to.
God bless Texas.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move you to your video. I'm going to move it to the other side. Okay.
Easy. Careful with that.
Hey, what are you going to do?
But now the bad guy, again, openings where we meet the bad guy, Boris the animal.
It's just Boris.
How great of a bad guy is Boris?
He's very good.
Just a big badass with bad teeth and a British accent, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it's all presence. It's all just force.
What I like.
You don't need that much. Right, and you don't need that much of a backstory. The little backstory we have is enough. We don't have to go into too much detail.
Right.
He's driven by revenge. That's good enough for any villain.
What I liked about his character is you saw what his character was like 40 years prior, and how he's actually become more intelligent. He talks better, more eloquently. When he goes back in time, he just basically rips himself a new asshole. He goes, "You're everything that was wrong with me." He's like, "Fuck you. You suck." He's like, "That was a great plan. Didn't work."
Well, even then he says, "Yeah, I'm not listening to you. You're the one who got your arm shot off. I didn't."
You failed, not me.
Even at the end, I beat me. Or I'm better than me.
Right.
I mean...
And the name of that actor, his name is Jermaine Clement of Flight of the Conchords fame.
Flight of the Conchords, yeah, which he doesn't look that large in Flight of the Conchords.
No, they made
worked
him...
out a bit.
Yeah, they made him look much bigger.
Had the teeth done.
And you know what? In the trailer that I showed, I didn't realize it's one of those trailers where they show a ton of shit in the trailer that's not in the movie. There's a ton of stuff in this trailer that's not in the movie.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they just started filming without a finished screenplay.
Yes, that is true.
And they had to stop and rewrite it halfway through.
Yeah, there was a lot of rewrite problems. There was a lot of filming problems, and I wonder if Tommy Lee Jones was supposed to have a bigger part in the film, and the script just went the other way with it.
I could see that possibly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what surprises me too? Usually when you have a film that has so many rewrite issues, the movie's not that good. I mean, it's noticeable in the film. I didn't notice it in this.
No. I thought overall, I enjoyed it.
Simple.
I even thought the way they
plot.
Yeah, I even thought the way they ended the film to kind of just give some answers to that. But one might shit on it to say, well, they only answered that question because it was brought up in this film. It was never brought up before. Much like the...
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Back to the Future 2, Don't Call Me Chicken. It's like, well, where did this come from?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that wasn't... in the first film. They brought it in the second one and made it in such a way that it was there all along when it wasn't. Kind of like with the this coffee tastes like dirt. Well, it showed it was just ground today. They made that like it was. That's been happening through all three films, and no, that was just in this one.
I'm
not shitting on it. I'm just saying.
No. Don't forget, there's a 10-year gap between the two movies.
Yeah, but he was saying
so
that 40 years prior too.
Right. So my point, there's a lot of room in the two films for them to set up all this, familiarity.
Right.
And we're not just brogging off the second film, and they don't spend a ton of time with backstory of what happened in the past 10 years. They just did their job for 10 years.
Yes.
I thought that they handled the distance between the two sequels perfectly. I thought they handled Rip Torn's non-existence in the third film great. Not only did they kill him off, but they made that a part of not the major plot, but of the subplot, the theme, the tone, the whole idea of loss and regret and death, and
they had to do something.
Relationships. Right, but it wasn't just a throwaway, and it wasn't like a part of the plot. It was a part of the tone, the message of the film,
right.
the guts of the film, and that's good screenwriting, I think. Not just to throw it away, but to use it and to use to develop the characters.
Yeah, no, and Will Smith in the film too, even though he was a little tongue in cheek, I thought that's essentially his character, and that's kind of been that way for now all three films. And I don't know why, but I just enjoyed him more in this film than I think I have in the first two. I know in the first one, when he was being recruited and all that, it was part of it. But I think this one, he's kind of been seasoned for the last 12, 13 years with these movies. So I don't know. I liked it. I liked him.
The reason you like him better in this one than the second one is because in the second one, he's pulling that whole angsty thing.
Yeah.
He's all out like this, and I love a girlfriend, and this and that, and I feel alone. And no one wants to see Will Smith do that. They want to see him jumping around being cool and funny. And that's what he did here. We want the Men in Black from Bel Air.
Sure.
Or Hancock. Now, just consider that before Men in Black 3, the last film he did was 3.5 years ago, was 7 Pounds.
That was his last film?
That was his last film. It's been 3.5 years. It's the longest gap he's ever had in his film career since he took off back in the early 90s.
That's right, because before he did 7 Pounds, or was it 7 Pounds or 7.5? 7 Pounds. He did
7 Pounds.
He did the I Am Legend.
What? I Am Legend, right?
Yeah. So.
Which is, I can forget that.
Yes.
Now, but again, it's not just the fact that it was time travel, because time travel's awesome, and that's not just why I liked it.
No complaints.
But even the humor was fun humor. And my perfect example, and I don't even want to talk about the ending,
right?
Because I don't want to ruin the ending, and I half guessed it, but I didn't know exactly where they were going.
Yeah.
So although I liked what?
Well, just with the ending, it's just all of a sudden. Well, no, okay. You know what? I'm not going to shit on it. No, I'll talk to you about it off air.
From what I thought they were going to do, it's a damn good ending. I can't even say what I thought they were going to do is what they've done in other time travel films, where I'm like, fuck that. That's like a cop out. But in this, it was worked. It was good.
Okay.
So. But I just, as far as the humor, my favorite part was when he steals the convertible and the cops pull him over. It's like 1969. Yeah. Oh, what a person of your ethnic persuasion get like a car and a suit like that. And so he neuralizes them. So, and just because a black man be driving a nice car doesn't mean he stole it.
Well, I did.
I stole this one. I did steal this one, but that's besides the point.
But I'm going to bring it back.
That's the kind of self-aware humor that I like. It's not just what you were expecting. It's like one step further.
Right.
It's like a nice twist on the joke. Again, he's back in the 60s. We knew they were going to pull like the whole, The 1969 wasn't a good time for your people. Just saying. So you knew they were going to follow up on that, but to
Right.
follow it up on something that's more clever than just doing it, and even his response to the cops when they're asking questions. I'm sorry, I was laughing out loud. It was fun.
Well,
It's nice to watch a film that just goes to entertain and actually does it, and still
Right.
manages to have a serious plot line that actually has a bit of depth to it without getting completely ridiculous.
Right.
This film manages to be deeper with its idea about relationships and commitments than Prometheus does with the whole "where do we come from" thing.
Yeah.
This is a better science fiction film than Prometheus. I said it. There, I said it. Maybe they should have got Will Smith to be in Prometheus. He could have been David.
Maybe.
That would have been. I would have liked that. Instead of watching Lawrence of Arabia, he could have been watching Beverly Hills Cop.
He could have.
There you go. I just fixed Prometheus.
You've just fixed the whole movie.
Time to reboot.
Reboot it, bitch.
Yeah.
I think Men in Black 3, I think I looked at the grosses today. I think it's somewhere around worldwide. It's over 500 million. I think it's in the 533 million range. So it's doing extremely well. Although
how's it doing in the U.S.?
in the U.S., I read somewhere the budget was $215 million. And I read somewhere that with print and advertising, they said it was realistically somewhere around 375.
Jeez, yeah, they advertised the shit out of this.
I mean, it could be, but so far it's made 548 million, and I'll get you the American box office. I think I think the American, I'll get it for you, but I think it's really just over 100 million. I don't think it's done anywhere near where it should have.
I'm telling you, I liked the film and the visuals were good, but I don't know. Is it worth it to do this kind of movie is it worth to spend that much money on a movie like this?
No.
I mean,
No.
I don't. I'm getting old. I'm getting crotchety in that kind of respect.
Yeah. Think of how many people the budget could have fed. How many people
Forget
that could have
fed. How many
just
films could they have made with that?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I'm not trying to get too responsible. But I'm saying
Right.
if you took a 375 million, I mean, how many small good films could you make with that? How many?
Probably 15 or 20.
How many art house films could you fit into an Avatar budget? It's really,
Yeah.
it just, is it worth the time and effort, the years and the money? It's a fun film. I liked it. I'm not knocking it, but was it really worth all of that effort, all that sweat, all of that capital, just for, this?
No, I know. I agree. It's made 152 million so far. 152 million. Its opening weekend was 54 million, which
What's 2 weeks?
it's been out since May 25th, so it's been out almost a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't mind me none. Was that me? I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. Apparently you have a water cooler in your attic now.
I have a water cooler sitting 1.5 feet from my chair. Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's 100 motherfucking degrees today. That's what it got up to around here. We went out to dinner tonight, and on the ride over, and you could always expect the temperature to be a little bit off. It said it was 101 out today, the car did. And you know what? It fucking felt like it. Oh, and yesterday I worked in a building that had no air conditioning.
I'm in the Wilson compound attic, as you know, and I work from home. And even with the air on, it was like a little stifling today. It's like, that's it. Water cooler's getting in. Installed the water cooler. So now when I'm in the office, which is my attic, and I hang out around the water cooler, I'm hanging out around the water cooler all day.
All motherfucking day.
I am the water cooler guy.
Oh, Lord. Motherfucker.
I mean, the Men in Black, it's a good film. I recommend it.
I do, too.
I mean,
surprisingly enough.
All the performances were good.
Yeah.
on a time travel sci-fi film scale, I'd put it well in the top half. It was fun.
Yeah, the time travel was fun. The time travel was good.
And it didn't abuse it too much, and it didn't abuse the logic too much. You know?
Yeah. I thought we were going to spend a lot more time on this because I thought one of us was going to hate it.
After I watched it, I had a feeling. So you know what? I can't see Joey hating on this too much. There's too much good stuff to
I
really.
didn't hate it almost at all. There was a couple of parts that were cheesy, and I'm like, I'm enjoying it enough that, I'm enjoying it enough that I can't shit on it. And you know what? This fucking program, it's putting Windows on top of Windows to remind me how much I should love this program.
And now you hate it, don't you?
I fucking hate it. I gotta find another soundboard program. Because when you try and do a successful podcast and you're going to integrate music and videos and trailers and sound clips, you need a good soundboard program. And I found one, but they want money for it, and I don't do money for programs. I gotta find one that's free.
That's right.
Motherfucker. Anyway.
But I mean, that's it for Men in Black. I wish there was more to say. I mean, all the actors were great. The screenplay is funny. The fish out of water stuff, they don't go too crazy with it with Will Smith.
Right.
And showing us what Men in Black were like back in in '69, back when they were still old, like showing future technology back then. I thought it did a great job of making fun of that without going too far into it. It was for a film that had so many issues with the screenplay and production. I didn't see it. I did not see it on the screen.
No, I was really expecting a train wreck. I really was. I even liked it when they went to the Chinese restaurant. I thought that was fun. Even though it was campy and it was a little, it's like, no speak English. It's like he's just quintessential, stereotypical Chinese guy. He goes, what are you breaking my balls for? You know
what my favorite part of that is? Is when they have the fight in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And there's that one white globule of something.
The white,
face.
Yeah.
And when one guy hits it, he goes, It was just, I was like, oh, that's so good. It was a subtle touch, but it wasn't like the fucking dog.
Right.
Everything.
Which did you notice they took out of the film, but they had a big picture of the dog above Will Smith's bed. Yeah,
I saw that. I mean,
right.
But I mean, I just liked how, and hopefully that thing's dead. I'm saying if Zed is dead, then the dog's got to be dead.
Probably.
But I mean, again, that was everything that was wrong with part 2. Right. Everyone liked the dog in the first film. Let's have the dog like all throughout the second film. Because if they liked it then, they'll like it repeatedly over and over. I mean, how could a talking dog like not be funny after 2 hours?
I think that's why the dog was above Will Smith's bed. I think that was a sign to say the dog has passed on. Here is kind of like a little special thanks or tribute to the dog. So I don't think we'll be seeing the dog anytime soon because they'll make a Men in Black 4. This one is making enough money that it'll happen. But they can't bring back Josh Brolin.
Sure they can.
How? He's going to go back in time again?
Time travel. You've introduced time travel into the series. You can bring Josh Brolin now. I don't know why you would think that's not a thing to do. I don't know. You know you're trying. Once you put time travel into it, anything's possible.
Yes, this is true. Oh, and you know what too? What's his face? The guy that could see the future. I really liked him. Well, his real name. I'll get you his real name, and I'll get you his name from the movie. His name. Where are you?
Wasn't it like Unicorn or something?
Unicorn.
The one guy called him a unicorn because he was like, magical and shit.
Michael Stuhlbarg. Stuhlbarg? Yeah.
Okay.
Griffin. His name was Griffin in the film. But he's
see, mythological creature, Griffin, unicorn. I wasn't that far fucking off. Don't give me that shit. I'm on the same ballpark. Yeah, the whole the multiple timeline fan loved it. Nice, endearing character. and Will Smith's reactions to meeting him the first time, to like being caught in these situations, great.
Right.
It was just fun.
Well, I like Michael Stuhlbarg or Barg or whatever it is. Ever since I saw him in A Serious Man, which was the Coen Brothers film. You know, we're sitting Shiva over here. I've always liked his character in that movie, and I've always liked him. He's now in Boardwalk Empire. He plays, I forget his name in the show, but he's the guy that set up the World Series that they ended up making a movie about the Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
8 Men Out. That was the name of that film. His character in Boardwalk Empire is the real life character that supposedly set up the World Series. So, but he's a great character in the show too, and just take his demeanor in Men in Black 3 and completely reverse it, where he doesn't crack a smile and he's just straight faced the whole way through. He's just a very good actor. I like him a lot, and I hope to see him in a lot more stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at some of these negative reviews of 3, and I don't think it's called. I think they're uncalled for. Mediocre, lazily written story. I don't. Well, what do you want? What are you looking for? I thought the story was nice. I thought it was good. I thought it had a nice. The hook was there. The path from A to B was there. The bad guy set up. You got the time travel hook. You've got you got a personal interest in there. I don't see how it's lazy. Prometheus was fucking lazy.
Yes,
you want to get into it.
Right. No.
Prometheus is my new avatar.
I don't.
I'm mentioning it every 10 minutes now.
God. All right. Are we done with Men in Black 3? That's like a record review if we are.
I mean, well, again, I don't want to ruin too much. I can't go blow by blow. It's not like Prometheus where I want to ruin the ending because you shouldn't be watching it. I'm hoping people will go. I don't even want to talk about all the jokes I liked. I mean, when they go to the factory.
Oh yeah.
With Warhol, I was like, all right, I'm in because that's attention to detail, and actually just that's a nice twist. It's not just
and at the end of their conversation, and again, I won't give it away, but he's like, listen, you got to help me out. And he goes, I'll see what I can do.
I can't tell if the guys were the girls. I mean, and when you have stuff like that where I'm not saying it's intelligent humor, but they're going for stuff that half your audience isn't even going to understand, or they're not going to appreciate the detail they went into for that scene.
Right.
I mean, for somebody, right. I mean, I'm not a huge Warhol fan, but I know enough about what was going on at that time period. That was a damn good scene.
It was.
I mean,
I even like the whole Mets stuff, because he was saying that was his most favorite, human memory or time. Whatever
favorite moment in human history.
Yeah, he said that was his most famous moment in human history. But what I thought was interesting was just the little things they threw in, and I honestly don't know if they're true or not. But he's saying like the ball was made 7 years prior, and because of the way the ball was made, something happened because of it, and then eventually connected with the game that they played, and one of the players because of his parents had too much wine the night before.
Well, again,
his name was wrong.
Yeah. Well, no, he would have been a girl. Is what that implication was. If
they didn't have the wine,
it was a female name. Yeah, so that part probably is made up.
I'm sure of it. Yes, but I'm talking about the little facts with baseball.
It's not even the facts of baseball. It's the whole butterfly effect theory about how everything's connected and how little things lead up to big things, and we're all interconnected, and what we do affects everybody else.
Right.
It affects each other. That's part of the story.
They actually did show a little piece of that just when they were at Andy Warhol's the warehouse, and there's like butterflies flying around, and he looks over and there's some dude just with all butterflies around him. It's like, we get it, the butterfly effect.
He didn't say anything about it.
That's no, and that's what I liked about it. But I just it was just one of those. And I can guarantee you that a lot of people just didn't understand what that scene meant at all.
If Ridley Scott had written that, David would have walked over and grabbed a butterfly and spent 10 minutes explaining to us the theory.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But
did you see the review of Prometheus I linked to Moviesucktastic from Huffington Post?
No.
It was What the Hell Happened to Ridley Scott. It's a
Oh,
great one.
yeah. And you were like, that's right, Howard. I don't know, or something along those lines.
It was the writer is like a political writer, and he was so moved by Prometheus that how bad it was. It's like, I got to write about this. I like those little things. As a professional, news writer, political writer.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I've been a science fiction fan since way back when, since I saw Blade Runner in the theater. What the fuck was this? What was this?
Oh, that's great.
Thank you. Men in Black 3, much better science fiction film than Prometheus. Maybe not as funny, but on a good level, not a sad level.
Right.
I recommend it.
Very cool.
Moviesucktastic, stamp of approval. Ouch.